The Power of Now was written by Eckhart Tolle. It was first published in 1997 and quickly became a popular spiritual book. Tolle's main message in this book is about living fully in the present moment, letting go of the past and future, and achieving a state of inner peace. The book is often described as a guide to spiritual awakening, but it focuses more on practical aspects of mindfulness and consciousness than on religious teachings. The book starts with Tolle sharing his own experience of a deep inner transformation. He was once a person who felt constant anxiety and unhappiness, but one day he had a spiritual awakening. This moment of realization was a turning point in his life. He suddenly understood that the pain and suffering he felt were caused by his mind and his attachment to thoughts about the past and future. Instead of being lost in thoughts and emotions, he realized the importance of being fully present in the now. From that moment, his perspective changed completely, and he began to live in a state of deep peace and presence. As Tolle explains in the book, most people are constantly thinking about their past or worrying about their future. This habit of thinking about everything except the present moment creates anxiety, stress, and unhappiness. Tolle suggests that true peace and happiness can only be found when we stop letting our minds control us. He urges readers to recognize their thoughts and emotions without becoming attached to them. This means noticing their presence without allowing them to shape their identity. For example, rather than saying, "I am an anxious person," one can acknowledge, "I am experiencing anxiety right now." This shift in perspective creates a healthy distance from temporary emotions and helps in maintaining inner balance. A key idea in the book is that the mind often creates a false sense of self. This false self, or ego, is formed from past experiences, memories, and judgments. We define ourselves by these things and constantly seek approval or fear rejection from others. However, Tolle teaches that this ego-based identity is not who we really are. By focusing on the present moment and becoming more aware of our true nature, we can free ourselves from the grip of the ego. The ego thrives on fear and separation, making people feel disconnected from others and from life itself. Tolle explains that once we recognize this pattern, we can start to loosen the ego's control over our emotions and actions. Another important idea in The Power of Now is that time is an illusion. Most people think of time in terms of the past, present, and future, but Tolle explains that the only true reality is the present moment. The past is gone, and the future has not yet arrived. Our minds often focus on these ideas of time, which causes us to miss the richness of the present moment. By fully embracing the present, we can experience life more deeply and with greater peace. Tolle reminds readers that even when we are making plans for the future, we can do so with full presence, rather than getting lost in worry or anticipation. Throughout the book, Tolle emphasizes the practice of mindfulness. He encourages readers to become more aware of their thoughts and emotions without judgment. By observing our inner experience without reacting to it, we can detach ourselves from the constant flow of thoughts that create stress and anxiety. Mindfulness, Tolle says, is the key to spiritual awakening. It allows us to experience the world as it truly is, without the filter of our mind's judgments. He also explains that suffering often comes from resisting what is happening in the present moment. When we accept reality as it is, rather than wishing it were different, we experience greater peace. The book also discusses the concept of presence, which is the state of being fully aware and awake in the present moment. Tolle explains that when we are present, we are no longer lost in thoughts or emotions. We are connected to the deeper consciousness that exists beyond the mind. This state of presence brings a sense of calm and clarity, and it allows us to experience life more fully. He describes presence as a space of stillness within us, one that is always available if we simply turn our attention toward it. Tolle also talks about how the mind creates a sense of separation between ourselves and others. We often see ourselves as separate from the world around us, but this sense of separation is a result of the ego. In truth, Tolle suggests we are all connected, and the idea of separateness is just a mental construct. When we let go of this illusion, we can experience a deeper sense of unity and connection with others. This understanding can transform relationships as it helps people move beyond blame, resentment, and the need to be right. One of the key practices that Tolle recommends is to regularly pause and focus on the present moment. By taking short breaks during the day to stop and observe our surroundings, we can shift our attention away from the constant flow of thoughts and reconnect with the present. This simple practice helps us to stay grounded in the now and reduce the influence of the mind. He also suggests using the breath as an anchor to the present moment, as well as paying close attention to sensory experiences such as sounds, sights, and bodily sensations. In the later parts of the book, Tolle explains how the power of now can transform various aspects of our lives, including our relationships, work, and health. He talks about how living in the present moment can improve our relationships by reducing conflicts and misunderstandings. When we stop reacting to others based on our past experiences and judgments, we can communicate more openly and with greater understanding. This helps to create deeper connections and reduces unnecessary suffering caused by misunderstandings and emotional reactions. Similarly, Tolle suggests that when we live in the present, we can approach our work and daily tasks with more clarity and focus. By being fully present in what we are doing, we can perform tasks with more efficiency and joy. This also applies to our health. Stress and anxiety are often caused by the mind's focus on the past and future. But when we are present, we can reduce the negative impact of these mental habits on our bodies. Tolle describes how many physical ailments are linked to psychological stress, and how mindfulness can help reduce tension and promote well-being. Finally, Tolle concludes the book by reminding readers that spiritual awakening is not about achieving something in the future. It is about realizing that the present moment is the only reality, and that peace and fulfillment can only be found by being fully present in it. The journey to spiritual awakening is not something that happens in the future, but something we can experience right now. He reassures readers that the power of now is always available, no matter what their life circumstances are. In summary, the power of now teaches that the key to inner peace and happiness lies in being fully present in the moment. By letting go of our attachment to the past and future, we can experience life with more clarity, joy, and connection. The book offers practical guidance on how to achieve this state of mindfulness and presence, encouraging readers to transform their lives by focusing on the power of now. Tolle's message is simple but powerful. When we embrace the present, we find freedom from suffering and discover a deeper, more meaningful way of living.